Oh boy everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel, and for today's video, I'll be giving you my performance review of the all-new All-Pro Nitro in the Elite version. Let's go. So guys, before we start off with this performance review, for all of you who've been asking me, who saw this in my stories, this is a hoodie from Serious Player Only. Thank you though. So this is the light pink. It has blue, green, gray, and a hot pink. And it's ultra comfortable, especially the bare months. And it's not too thick, it's not fleece, and it's oversized. And you could rock this if you can make it so warmer. It's a nice sporty hood to it. It's not your typical hood. So yeah, I'll be putting the link where you can purchase this one. It's awesome. It looks nice too. Looks guapo. So I'll be putting the link down below. So there, guys, this is the All-Pro Nitro Elite version. So shout out again Puma for letting me try this and test it out. So this is there's a lot of purple sneakers that have been coming out, and I don't know if it's a thing right now, this kind of purple, but this one is kind of like a holographic look to the upper, especially this synthetic leather. Look how it changes color. It's kind of bluish, but on some angles it's purple. So really, that's one thing that I like about the material of this Elite version. And one thing, the main difference between the Elite version and the regular All-Pro is really different. I just wish that they change up the name of this one, because it's a totally different sneaker from the All-Pro Nitro from Puma. So we'll talk about that. Let's start off first with the upper of this one. It's a low-cut sneaker, and from the tip of the toe going to the back part of the sneaker, there's a lot of this synthetic leather to it, but in this colorway, which looks awesome, like I've said in the beginning. Overall feel to it, I thought it will be very stiff, but after the first time that I wear and played with this, it's very comfortable. I thought it will be kind of very stiff around my foot, but it's not. Look, when I'm touching it, it's a softer kind of synthetic, which is nice. So it's from the forefoot and gives a ton of support. So you can see it runs through here around the forefoot part of the sneaker, where you plant your foot when you're doing Eurostep or side step. So it catches your foot and it doesn't overextend. And also the outsole goes up for additional lateral support there. So you're very caged around the shoe, or inside the shoe rather. And as for the laces, it has a traditional lacing system, nothing too fancy. I like the flat lace because it doesn't loosen up that quick, unlike other flat lace in the market where you need, every time you played with them, it loosens up when you're running up and down the floor. But this one was quite nice, and the design of the Puma here is kind of different, and it's on, there's a little padding in there in terms of, there's a screen, and underneath is like a foam which is soft. It's on the lateral and medial part of the sneaker, and that's a nice design cue in my opinion. So they didn't just put it like there's a Puma logo there on the sides, but where they put the Puma logo there is a very subtle placement here, which I like. Doesn't shout Puma. And for the upper, they're calling it the Ultra Weave. It's here. So for the upper, in terms of performance, what really stood out for me is this gives me more support compared to the All-Pro Nitro. The All-Pro Nitro was nice already, but if you're looking for a beefed up upper, this will be a better option compared to the regular All-Pro. And for the tongue, it's very nicely padded, very comfortable around the top of your ankle. It's not hard to put your foot in. Look how it opens up so big, and it's very easy to put your foot in. And the Achilles pillows, although it's not too plump, but it still catches your foot. Of course, get the right size to it, and at first it needs a little bit break-in time. You will feel there's a little heel slippage, just a little bit around the heel, but once you've broken in the shoe, because of course the material, the outsole, and of course the carbon plate inside, which we'll be talking about in a bit, is still hard. So it kind of is resisting your foot, so it kind of pulls down the shoe a bit. But when you soften up the carbon fiber and the outsole, you wouldn't feel that heel slippage anymore, and it's quite nice. And at the heel, you can see the All Pro logo there and the Puma. So there, it's just made out of plastic. And for the heel cup, there's an internal heel cup, and also this rubber also goes up for extra heel containment, lockdown. And even this Puma logo is made out of plastic. So it cups your heel quite nice, especially when you're doing some lateral moves with it, so you wouldn't twist your ankle. So guys, yeah, just a little tidbit or trivia if you haven't watched my other video. More of the ankle support is coming from the heel containment, heel cup, heel plate. It's not on the height of the sneaker. There's a friend of mine who was asking for his son what shoes to wear, what high-cut sneakers to wear, because his son usually sprains his ankle. He has weak ankles. I told him to strengthen the ankle, and it doesn't matter the height, because right now he's using the Jordan 38. Even though it's a high-cut sneaker, it's a good sneaker, but the base of the Jordan 38 is quite narrow. So if you are a prone ankle sprainer, I suggest get a shoe that's a wide heel. Of course, the heel is wide, a very nice heel cup, and it doesn't matter if it's a low cut or high top sneaker, as long as you have a good heel cup here that cups your foot. And of course, a wide base sneaker is wide on the forefoot and a wide on the heel is very important. And the Achilles pillows, if it's padded, it's a bonus. And if that's not enough, use a ankle support or ankle brace to beef up the ankle part. But for the high cut sneakers, in my opinion, it's just like a placebo effect, because even though if it's a high cut but the base of the sneaker is kind of narrow, you're still unstable around the heel, so it will still wobble, and the height will just catch you, because if you sprain it, if you lose your balance, you will still sprain it even though you're wearing a high top sneaker. So that's my advice. Let me know what you think about that. And going back to the sneaker, let's talk about the major difference between this and regular All Pro. This has a drop-in midsole, insole, so it's a dual density foam, and when you're using it, man, it's really good. I mean, the foam, the nitro foam that they use here, the blue part, I think is the bouncier portion of the foam, while the orange feels more plush. So the impact protection will be coming from the orange part of the midsole of the All Pro Nitro Elite. And the thing that I really like about this midsole is, of course, this carbon plate that is ultra long from the forefoot and going to almost the heel part. It's half of the heel, so it has, look at the springiness of that. So I really like this midsole, and it feels bouncy, and there's a ton of impact protection too, and it's not too high. And this is the one from Serious Player only, very similar in terms of height. And for this one, I actually tried replacing my midsole, the strength midsole of the Serious Player, and I put it here inside this Elite, and I put it inside the Serious Player 1 Plus, and it fits perfectly. And when I was comparing it, it's almost the same width, so I think it's interchangeable if you're someone who likes to experiment on the midsole. If you have this one, you could put my midsole of the Series player here too. So that's what's nice about this sneaker. And yeah, for the feel of the cushion, it's low to the ground, still bouncy, and without the midsole, you could feel the rubber already of the rubber traction of the Elite version. So it's very low to the ground, very responsive, but still a ton of cushion because of the midsole that they use. And that's why it's a little bit more expensive, or a lot more expensive than the regular All Pro Nitro, because the All Pro Nitro is, I believe, 7,000 pesos, 7.5, while this one is priced at 10,500. So almost double, because there's some regular All Pro that are on sale right now, so you can get that. And the cushion there is also very, very nice. I like playing them, and the heel to toe transition on the regular All Pro is quite good too. But if you like to try something new from Puma, I think it's a nice step for Puma to try out a different thing. And for the traction, and this is the traction, for me, it was pretty inconsistent, but after wearing it and breaking it more, I feel like there's a cover here, or a wax film on the traction that's still there, but after breaking them in, the traction gets better. But I like the traction more on the All Pro. If you're a regular All Pro, if you want a comparative traction, because this one feels harder, and in the regular ones it feels more flimsy. So for indoor use, you would like that, but this one doesn't move that much. But for outdoor use, you could use this, even though it's expensive, if that's all right with you. The cushion is ample, the traction will be durable for outdoor, and it is also widely spaced, so that's quite nice. The traction, I would say good, but not excellent, but it does its job, but just need to break in first, of course, to remove that film. And of course, this rattler outrigger is also nice, gives a very nice stability to the sneaker, especially around the forefoot. So that's what I initially felt on this one. It's pretty flat, unlike the regular All Pro that is more rounded around the forefoot, but this one is more flat here. There's not much angle, and of course there's not much angle here too on the heel, which I wish that they angled it like the regular All Pro, because those regular All Pro has a very nice heel to toe transition. So I believe because of the drop in, you cannot curve it too much, and it will create instability to the sneaker. And overall feel, and another thing, the weight of this one, it's quite heavy. It's 484, so on the heavier side, because I think more of the plastic foam of this one, the padding here of the flames, the foam there, the plastic piece around the heel, also it will give some more weight to it. And the drop in is not that heavy, but the outsole, it feels like the outsole because of how thick it is. Like I said, it's very durable. It gives a ton of weight to the sneaker, but that's something that you sacrifice if you want a very supportive, or more supportive version of the regular All Pro. So this one shouts support, low to the ground, good cushion, and the upper material build is quality for me. I think it's very well built, and when you're looking at it, it's not those cheap sneakers that you will see with the drop-in. So nicely built, I like it, and I like the colorway, especially this one. It has a very nice shine to it. So as for the sizing, this is a US 11, but yeah, this is a US 11 but 44.5. It fits me well. Also the All Pro, but on the regular All Pro, yeah, I still went true to size US 11 too. So if you're a regular footer, true to size. If you're a wide footer, you can go half a size up. But if your feet is not that wide, I think you could escape with true to size because there's a bit more space, and this has a wider last to it and the forefoot. So if you're not too wide, if you don't have that thick of a feet, go true to size. What I said, the price is 10,500 pesos, so around $200 here in the Philippines. Because I heard in some other countries it's more than $200, so it's cheaper here. So let me know what you think about the All Pro Nitro Elite. Let me know your thoughts. This has been MARKCHES once again. Thank you for dropping by. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.